Danger excites me, but I can't fully enjoy it when I smell like beer and body odor. So I prepare myself with a manly scent of standard bearer danger zone. Because bad things will happen to a standard bearer man, but it won't smell like something bad.
Because the secret to smelling clear is a trumpet.
And when you smell of standard bearer danger zone, trust me, you'll smell like you have nothing to worry about.
You smell like you look
amazing, I know.
Propaganda, it's a time for propaganda, time to grab your brews and your commons. Propaganda, open up your best ideas, time to watch deluxeicoff brew a deck for you.
Well, hello everybody. It is Propaganda Saturdays as always. I am deluxeicoff, your host here, and we have one of our favorites, WINfect. Just like last week, about twice a year, I revisit this list. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. Sorry, no high tide. If you watch our post page on YouTube, I did actually win the match, but there was somebody going crazy with the splice mechanic and the new unbanned high tide. Speaking of unbans, what y'all thinking about out there? Thanks for joining me nice and early, everybody. Behind stab as always, named Chimpskey, Superfan99. Woo, good times. So we've got 18 lands in this. 3 of them are Fangraphs. I messed around with Tokasia's dig site just so I won't get flooded, but in the end I went back to just 3 Fangraphs for a little graveyard mechanics. The rest are basics. We've got a lot of 4-ofs. We got 4 bodyguards, 4 armor, 4 Umbras, 4 Sentinel's Eyes. I know this seems a little redundant. Really like this. This is just super key to this deck working. When you get like a 4/5 first striking vigilant thing, if you don't have protection or they have some way of getting there, they can almost never attack you, especially when you make it flying and stuff like that. We have a little bit of redundancy here in Priests of Norn with the vigilance. We've got Angelic Gift with the card draw now. This used to be the Angelic Wings, I believe, which is +1/+2. Really liking the card draw here. I know a lot of you in the last few years have always said, like, what about Angelic Gift? Well, here it is. Got 4 Blessings, 4 Leonians, 4 Recommissions, 2 Chowmanos Blessings, and 4 Ekhaert Claw. So this used to be the go-to card here. Blessings just even better, but I really wanted to get to a 10 count of protection / evasion, because a lot of decks, they've only got the 1 color out there, and usually this can be even better than a flying. So with that said, in the sideboard, we've got 3 journeys, all 4 prismatic strands. We've got a lot of white creatures, so we're able to flash this back. 4 dust to dust, 4 fairies. Pretty honest little list here, and good times. So yeah, we're going to jump on in here, and sorry I didn't make a high tide list. Little beyond my scope of intelligence. I think I'd have to train for like 2 weeks on at least the one I saw played last night with all the we'll probably see an opponent play it here, so we'll see what we're up against. All right, we want to say yes to this. Let's move things around. We've got 4 lands. Yeah, I can bring it back to life. We'll keep this. It's not ideal, but I don't want to mulligan this and then get like a no lander and stuff. So woo, high tide is a rough watch. Yeah, it's pretty much F6 and, go do the dishes or, make your bed or something, come back and see if they've done it. So, yeah, at first I was like, the guy was playing Psychic Puppetry was like the big card, and then obviously he hits you with like a super mill stop. So pretty crazy stuff. All right. Oh, pickleball news. Sorry. Make it real quick. We moved up in the league to this last season to like intermediate advanced, and weren't supposed to, the common lore was that we're supposed to, take our licks and wait a few seasons and then we might be competing. But we made the mistake. We won it all. So pats on the back to us. Yeah, that was pretty cool. So we got a gold for that. And then on, you see the top of the show, Triangle Gaming on Tuesdays, my son and I went. I went undefeated and got first. I played Brute Squad, same list from last week. Met a lot of cool new players and stuff. Only had about, what was it? I think it was only 6 or 8 players. I can't quite remember. I think it was 6. So hopefully that keeps building and stuff. Like I said, we're going to be there every Tuesday in April, and just trying to kickstart a little closer to home sort of pauper scene. Hamstring's doing great, Superfan. Now it's my Achilles on my other foot. It doesn't really hurt. It just has a click sometimes, and which can be scary. I've been putting some certain ointments on it and such, and hoping for the best. So we'll see. Hopefully this angelic gift will get there. We only really have to worry about bounce so far. I'm not quite sure what it is we're up against. I'm glad we got our 3-drop out because this might be some form of land destruction here. But yeah, I think it might be a compensation sort of injury too, but I go on my walks every morning down in the ocean and back, and I heard this between podcasts. I heard this like tick, 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 with my steps, and I was like, what's going on? Is there gum on my shoe or something? And then I realized it was like my, I must be just enough inflamed. It's almost like cracking your knuckle, but not as extreme. It's really slight, doesn't hurt. But my body doc said, that's the signs of something not good. So make sure to, not ignore it. So give me some exercises and some very mild ibuprofen and take when and where I need it. Definitely don't want to overdo it on that stuff. So, and Saturdays are my only day off from the courts. So, this just keeps getting better and better. I'm more afraid of blue here. So I'm going to call blue. We'll do that. I guess, do we want to do the thing or do the other thing? We'll wait on the one. I'd rather just hit here and at least get in for 2 unless they want to sacrifice. Never mind, they can't do that. We just protected it from blue, but we'll make it fly next turn. Yeah, I walk about 4 miles first thing in the morning, and then I usually play between 2 and 3 hours of pickleball pretty quick after that. So after that, I'm a lazy sack. Take a shower, come home, sit on my butt, look for jobs. But that's a good way to start the day. I went to a fight once and a hockey game broke out. Line step, yeah. It's kind of a running joke now with y'all. We'll try to bring it up just once, maybe just a few beats for Jessica. That was her name. That was the one I signed the poster or the artwork to in Michigan. One of our fans brought me. I guess they like listening to it and stuff. So that it just stuck out in my mind. I got to start the show off with that picture one of these days. Maybe I'll share it on the. I'll put that down. Pickle art. So I'll put that up after this broadcast. For those of you can put a little rhyme to the reason as far as like what the hell I'm talking about. Oh, is this the big dino? I hope not. Maybe I should have called green. This is going to be the big dino. Let's see. Some sort of Simic creation across from us. Desert scene play. Ooh, the Hydra. There's some reach. Okay, we can actually crash into that. I would really, really, really like this to be... Let me bring this out. I guess I'll make this fly. So, oh wait, never mind that. For some reason, I'm so glad I double-checked this. I thought this had first strike for a second because then I was like, oh yeah, we can just thrash right into that, but we can't here. So let me, I guess we'll just gift this here. Now we got it. So now we'll hit and we don't have to worry about anything because the first strike will go through and that will be a 3-4. Here we go. Watch the damage go down. Crunch. Now the Hydra's not so scary. First strike and infect is nasty. Hey, look at this. The deck didn't screw us on an outset. I mean, we did get a little flooded, but I'm not going to complain about 4-land opener. It's a little much, but... Yeah, the unbanned's pretty trippy. I didn't see that coming. Lost a bet to my son. Of course, it's not scary. Yeah, at first I thought scary would work with high tide, but it's only islands. It's good to have a rules guru in the house with my boy. Oh boy, here we go. This is interesting. Well, we have lost our ability to protect, at least for now, but we'll be drawing it next turn. Temporal Spring. Great card when you're already winning. I think it was Stunted Growth from Ice Age, 3 and 2 green. Why do I have that memorized? It's with an owl. I made a deck with that and a Temporal Spring and just throws like 2 lands on top of your deck. It's bad. 3. I finally got something with 3 cards from the hand and puts them on top of the library. Okay, good. I'm glad I didn't have it memorized because, I mean, I think the last time I played that was like 95. Pretty crazy. Oh, no. Do they have another? This could be a game if they can bounce that. The mana's there. Oh, there goes all our protection. Okay. Double temporal. Dang it. Almost wish this something died so I could recommission it instead, right? Whoop, whoop, whoop. 1, 2, 3. I'll bring this back here. That can only hit for the 1, so yeah, and I don't. Well, the desert could get in. Yeah, I could put this on the Ekhaert Claw. I think that's the roll here, just to get in for this damage and to keep it from being deserted. And that seems really clunky, playing so many Sentinel's Eyes without solid footing, which used to be in this list. I took out that little 1-2 win condition. Just a little too situational, but in the end, when I was playing, I was like, I always wanted to see Sentinel's Eyes. Just always, it's kind of the only way to really abuse ethereal armor and keep things in check. And then with the prismatic properties of this list, you're able to priests go hand in hand with prismatic strands, because you always can attack and then trip the flashback of prismatic strands, but now everything can help out except for the Ekhaert Claw. Ba, ba, ba. Double temporal spring. I didn't see that one coming. And an int. This is getting serious. We've only we're about dead even. We're about half dead, and so are they, but got a lot of Simic's got a nice way of clogging the skies and stuff, so I got to really watch out for that. We know what this is all about. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Well, this could be a 4/4, and then I could recommission it. That'd be pretty interesting to stunt the growth of some of these things. Could do that at instant speed and see what happens. Let's just attack here. I almost want the Ekhaert Claw to go down. It'll probably just the elf will eat it, and I'm assuming they'll block here. So it might make more sense to do this now with the green. I'll just call it on green. Make sure to get through. Attack with both. Yeah, main deck temporal spring. Yeah, you're right. It does handle everything. Get a jump on somebody, especially with ramp. There's, throw a land on there. It's good times. Alrighty. Ekhaert Claw does its thing. Smash and chunk. Pow, boom. Here we go. Hey, I'm Art Holler. Hello, love this deck. Glad I could tune in. All right. Yeah, this is one of our... We have about 3 pet decks. Play them about biannually. This is one of them. WINfect. Entered a few tournaments with it. Won a few. Made a lot of news way back. Gosh, what was that? Maybe 2017 or something. I know it was on Reddit and a few other places. Oh my God. It was way different then. I think I used the sandals for flying and haste and stuff like that. Pretty cool. Well, let's block here. Ooh, do I want to double block? I know the Mer will die if I do that. Then I would be able to... I could recommission and then do that again. I'm going to double block here. It's super unexpected, but... So we'll really take out a lot of the power. Our Mer will die. We'll be able to recommission it. And because of the recommission in the yard, we'll be able to do the thing. What happened there? Oh, they just chose damage in a weird sequence. Okay. So now we've really neutered this thing. It's a little 2/4. There's nothing to recommission. We shall attack. Ah, it's going to be close. Pretty glad I put that Sentinel's Eyes on the Ekhaert Claw to turn off that desert ability there. Okay, we got him to the big show. There's no reason to play that plane right now. Just going to hold it. Hey, yeah, we got a lot of... Yeah, we do. 7 blue 7. Woo! All right. Yeah, we got quite a few new names popping up in the chat. Good to have you with us. Thanks for joining us. Playing WINfect. It's got a lot of staying power. It's kind of intoxicating to play it because your stuff just stays safe. If you're a fan of Infect, you're not a fan of your stuff dying, and this deck combats that pretty well. So, 2 Phyrexia, we're all just feed, says Grogberg. Hey, Grogberg, you dropped the ball. Where are you supposed to be our first opponent always, man? That's the way it's supposed to go. Yeah, I did not see unbans. Oh, back to my losing a bet to my son. He was about the only person I knew that thought something in mono red was going to get banned. And I was like, there won't be a single red ban, or I'll let you have 5 Ascension wins. We keep tallies in our family of how many wins we have. And he's already crazy good at Ascension. So that was maddening. Got to start listening to my son a lot more. All right, here we go. I don't really care if stuff dies. That's protected from green. So that'll probably go down that way. Then we can just do the thing again. I'm just going to smash here. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just come in with that. I don't want to just give away my... let's just do this. I'll cast the Lost Leonin and go for broke here. There's that. Bye-bye, big fatty. I would have just turned one of the Mold Drifters. This hit for 2, I would consider it because it'd be a trade, but I want to just don't feel good about that sequence there. Here we go. Really close first game. Let's see what's going to happen here. Get another desert. Might change the... I was pretty surprised by Deadly Dispute. I know it very big, had a very big target on its back, but there's just so many cards that do that, was my argument. That, you know, I ran into them on in the tournament I played at Triangle Gaming Tuesday night. So yeah, Pauper Classic Tuesday is still a thing. Don't let that deter you, but we're just in physical paper. That's where we're playing for the next month, so I'm not able to attend the online version. So there's that. Okay, we got a very quick clock here. If they don't play any creature, I think we got this. Yeah, that treasure fixing for sure has put it over the top. I just didn't think that was enough. I'd like to see Invigorate get unbanned. What was the other one? It's one that I was looking at the other day, and I was like, didn't feel as warranted as the other one. Hey, this is cool. All right. Let's do Chow Mano. I guess we'll put it on this, call green. This might shut the door here. Chow Mano. Call on green. Let's see if we can do some stuff. We'll attack with everything. We're dead next turn anyway. And if they do any sort of block, we can win. So, Simic. Very cool list, but we pulled off the victory there. Boop. And we got some pretty big stuff. We're not going to need the Macabre or the Dust. Strands might be relevant. Journey can just get bounced. Kind of want to keep this as is, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to run this back. Could probably argue... Might not need the Umbras here, but you know you want to keep your enchantments pretty high up. And with the coming to play abilities, I'm going to keep Journey back. I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Altasaur, so but you know we have a protection suite for the reason. So yeah, there's another Chow Mano card I used to play in WINfect. It says rather than no Aurum. Aurum's Cure, or Aurum something or other, and you if you have a plane, you tap a white creature sort of thing, and it prevents 4 damage to any target. That's pretty relevant, especially against red and keeping things alive. And playing stuff naked, like turn 2 Lost Leonin, you're tapped out, they bolt it, you're like, you tap the Leonin, say, nope, there it is, thank you, Chimpskey. Keeping this. Wow, it's like somebody told my deck that we're not streaming today, and it's drawing like it usually does. I've got early protection, threats, and stuff. You know, I'm usually the guy complaining here, saying and promising everyone this usually doesn't happen. Oh, I'm not a big fan of either Umbra in this list, Art Healer, but our Healer it's just kind of a, you know, the second I start bagging on it's the reason I win, or, you know, keeps the creature alive, but it's definitely the next to go. Just as the power creep keeps moving forward. But remind me again, can we bring up the dog Umbra? I think that's all it does, right? It's just a dog. Might want to get my protection suite online here. I feel like land destruction's heading our way. Enchant creature. Can't attack. Yeah, just need... Those stats are pretty necessary. Alright, they're picking on our land. That sucks. If we get another land, I'm just going to attack and drop the Leonin because everything else is a 1-drop. So if they go too heavy in the paint with that, we'll be able to do something about it. Alright, they did not. Let's bring in Sentinel's Eyes. I'll just attack here. Got 1 mana. Good news is we got 3 cards that we can cast with that. Plus Sentinel's Eyes, and Umbra is helping us stay out of the desert. Although this guy does look pretty parched. Man, that thing's creepy. They're running out of text in the creature types. That's why Embiggen is so good. Alrighty, well, First Strike's not going to have any problem with that. And Vigilance is just going to block everything all day long. That's good times. Yeah, the Flash is there's a lot of Flash in this deck, and the Dog Umbra, that is a nice perk, but we're really flooded at the 2 spot anyway. Okay. Hopefully we get a land. I can just bodyguard Umbra attack. And we do not. I'm still going to just keep these things going like this. We're going to attack. If you look closely, if they double block this, it still doesn't work. So we're going to kill. There's going to be a 2/2 left over. So we don't even need to use the bodyguard. 3 and 1, yep. First strike happens, and our guy's safe. A lot of people don't understand, or run into it for that matter. Infect first strike math happens almost every other game. And there's that digital pause of like, oh, wait a minute, weather damage. Yeah, super fan, it's nasty. So I say this deck, I'm always this close to just entering another tournament with it. The Chow Mano feels and the Umbra just feel a little, I don't know, underwhelming sometimes. But man, the flexibility of just being able to 1-drop a bodyguard and just having that answer out is just awesome. We get a land here. Obviously, we're going to go for green and just turn on a 2-turn clock here. I mean, we're not even worried about that. You know, that's going to be a 2-1 after it bumps into this. See how important Vigilance is? They could technically be out racing us or keeping up, but you know, you just walk into a wall of death here. Land. No land. Alrighty, well. First strike 5. That's pretty brutal. If I put on the other one, we could still stick on the thing. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. I could give it pro green right now, but I'm really worried about a temporal move here, so going to attack. I'll probably have to use a bodyguard here if they want to go all in, but I'm happy with that. Yo, okay. Yep, this is going to be painful. Let's take out this dude. Yeah, maybe all of that dude. Sure. Rock like that, and then I'll say... So that's going to be enough to kill me. So I'll call blue. I mean, green here. Careful, don't say the wrong one. Green. Very focused here. Bam. All right, let's hope they don't have temporal, or this is going to be over quickly. Call beige. Gorgeous forests. They have a Matisse quality to them. The further away you get from the art, the cooler it looks. When I was in Detroit, boy, that was oh God, there was some awesome painters. And that art museum they have there is phenomenal. Thermokarst, uh-oh. This is getting grim, everybody. If we get we just really need plains. Drop bodyguard, call green, go, because pretty sure if they had temporal, they would have used it here. So they don't have temporal, so we got a free duress out of that sequence. That's pretty cool. Come on, plains. Most probable draw. Let's go. No. Oh, what a kick in the crotch, huh? Gives me this. Well, good news is with first strike, they can't do much of anything. I don't want to walk into this and trade again here. So we're going to chill out. Maybe they'll pick on our Fengraf and we'll still tough deck plains here. Maybe I should start complaining about being flooded, and then the gods of streaming will just be like, here's another plane for you. Good times. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Much rather that than a plane. See, seriously, I'm not trying to be biased. Look at the board. If we didn't have vigilance, especially the last like 3 turns, we'd be at like, what, 6 life, and this would be the last swing. They could just come all in. The more I played, not just Infect, but WINfect, it really, it's so neat how that works out, because that's definitely more of a white creature ability. It's just neat when the pie chart and the color wheel and abilities and everything, and it all just makes more sense. I love that stuff about Magic. You'd think it was created over hundreds of years, not just by a little company up in Washington. Complaining. I should call it Ink Incorporated. Come on, give me a plane. Give me a plane. Let's go. This is a very strange game, but I'm glad you're here with me for the ride. Got all my my Horizons, Modern Horizons 3 boosters here. So if things get low, we'll open up another one here. I'm trying to keep them in order. Having very good pulls, courtesy of RIW Hobbies, which is gave me I think it was the prize for traveling the furthest. Big old box of Modern Horizons 3. I know it's not ideal seeing me in this little camera and stuff, but who doesn't like opening things on Christmas morning, right? Alrighty. Had a super good outing on the courts, followed by a very bad outing in pickleball. And I was too tired. I'm like a vampire. If I'm in the sun too long, it really wears me down a lot more than most. Uh-oh, this is going to be real quick here. We don't have very long to live. So the last 2 games I played actually got pickled and then lost 11-1. I'm like, why did I keep playing? I was just starting to play like crap. Just exhausted. Surprisingly super warm yesterday. And I am a big time sweater. I was like, every time I'd move, there'd just be like this little horizon canopy of droplets on the court. Yeah, they should have just swung out. I could have stopped that, and then we're just taking this. Should I? Yeah. Let's still get in for 7 if I incorporate that. Okay, planes, and we just can't win here. We need like a prismatic strands to win. So, all right, we lose. We'll concede here. That did good. Going to game 3. I'm going to bring in prismatic here, so I can lean on. I know they're picking on our lands. It feels a little... First strike surprisingly effective here. We'll lose... they've got quite a bit of reach. What do you lose? What do you lose? Not much really dies in this matchup. They're not really removing anything, so... I hate losing recommission, but I think I'm going to. I want to keep my protection suite and the evasion and first strike and all this good stuff. And where's this card been? I mean, let's go. We'll put it over here, and we'll put one here, and then we'll put a priest over here, and an ethereal armor between the gifts, because that never loses. Considering I'm going to bring in 2 journeys, I'll lose 1 eye, and a Chow Mano. Let's go. So I can just get those big old, huge, fat 12/12s. Woo! All right, here we go. Game 3. Let's go. Uh-oh. Mulligan against a land destruction deck. Not good. Neither is this. Okay, now it knows we're streaming. Getting all these Michigan hands here. All right, we'll keep this. I know we've only got 3 lands against a land destruction deck. What shall we get rid of? This is going to be a while before I need it. Do I get rid of Blessing? I think I do. I want to favor the lands here. I know they're going to be picking on stuff, so I'm going to get our dudes out, protect them. And I'll probably try to hold this Plains in hand if I draw another land here and lead off with Fengraf. Maybe they'll pick on that. Best start they can have. I can turn 2 Acid Moss, and you all know the drill. All right, there we go. We'll bring this up. Be cool if they start printing better and, you know, just another round of infect creatures, especially with a new set. That would be interesting. Just have another option. Sometimes Ekhaert Claw Mer can be the MVP. Sometimes it could be a little lackluster. Here we go. Something's going down. What are they going to pick on here? Good choice. Good choice. Acid Moss. Yeah, I like to sneak in the very obvious, wannabe subtle win in the white infect. The first 3 letters spell win, so I always like to capitalize them. It wins. Give me just about anything. Let's go. I don't think we're going to win this if they have kind of much of anything. Really denying us here. The only white creature we've got to make that strands work is the bodyguard right now. Kind of clunky. Quicksand. That's not good. I used to love Quicksand. It was in a lot of my builds in the early teens. From about 2011 to probably around 2016, 2017. I had a lot of those. It's a White Life deck that Soul Sisters to a lot of you. It ran like 4 of them just to eat up ninjas all day long. Pretty underplayed. Still really good card. All right. Well, that's a scary card to have out, eh? Hey, cool. We can just attack here. Oh boy, do I want to? Yeah, I do. I know he's got that. We can't protect it, but that's a one-use thing. It's not a desert. This way I'll call green in case they have more land destruction. We'll have, and we did take out the repurpose. What's the white one that we took out? Recommission, that's the one. We took out all of those. So that Mer will not be coming back. I'm going to do this right now, call green. So that'll really neuter that dude. As it gets Schwartzified, as I like to say. Gathering Spirit. If it flew, oh yeah, if it was a 1/1. Yeah, I tried the calling chorus a year or 2 ago, and that was back when edicts were a lot more prevalent in the metagame, so I thought it had a place. Got my coffee nose. That's the one. Jaboozy's here. Woo! So Loose Pride Made, we did a spoof commercial on a little family getaway for that. One of probably my weaker commercials if I had to rate them. Some of them don't age well. I wish Arkham's Astrolabe would come back just for a little bit so that the commercial would be a lot more relevant. But don't think we're winning here, guys. Jaboozy with the emotes of justice. Pauper justice. Woo! Yeah, if white, in fact, had a 1-drop, that would be pretty sweet. Yeah, we're taking this. We've seen how big this deck goes, so we'll keep that prismatic in the yard. 2 planes now. Frustrating because, you know, we've got to lean on Fengraf to kind of stay in this and turn on our graveyard. But if we do that, we're walking right into the land destruction plan, right? So that's kind of frustrating. Do I attack here? I do. I want to keep these things little. I think I have to use the bodyguard here. Okay, they're just letting it through. I actually think that's a really good move. All right. I could keep things really weak. This feels like a game we're going to lose. A little too much coming at us. All right, we'll block... because the problem is if I make one of these like a 0-1, then it's like a Kahani Garden, and they can just block our big guy with it and cost us turns. So I'm going to block here. Do this. I'll call green over here. Green. That way, got the team a little bit more. Always painful to attack into this list, but if any list is going to do it well, it's green ramp. The fatties just keep coming. Yeah, our first little break, I believe. Oh no, we've got the new trailer for the new set coming out in a well, gosh, what? Yeah, this time next week we'll have new cards to be playing with. So probably should have saved Brute Squad for that day, right? Yeah, we're gonna lose here unless we have like a prismatic draw here. That just keeps us alive a little bit longer. I wish they had some sort of like paint bucket artifact that came into play, draws a card, and then you just sacrifice it and target creature becomes color of your choice. What was it? Ashmon's Townsmigrant? I know that turns something into an artifact, but it retains the colors. Blue has the Tidal Visionaries, but that focuses on lands. There's a few ways to do it. Yeah, I think so too, Dreamer Stango. The old like Rekner's Bargain and Eviscerator's Insight, just so great. Oh yeah, we're gonna lose here. Darn it. Too much power. Good job, opponent. WINfect starts strong, and then we got kind of anemic towards the end there. We'll just jump on in here. Go for broke. I do love having 10 protection effects. I got the 4 bodyguards, the 4 benevolent blessings, and Chow Mano at the 2 spot. Yeah, we won't play first. 2 lands. Sometimes this is hard to see. I always got to double check here. Yeah, we'll stick it out. If they have a response or red to that, we'll keep this. 2-lander. Double recommission. It's good times. One card I've been wanting to brew with, especially like in something like a Kiln Fiend style thing, is Wings of Hubris. I think that's got a lot of potential for that alternate ability. I think you sacrifice it and it just can't be blocked. Yeah, that's a lot of card. Give something flying and then you just have an alpha strike. Oh, Scaretella. Yeah, I've a lot of you rely on me for coming up with new things or being the rogue guy, and I every time I look at Scaretella, my brain hurts. So many people want that. Eventually, I guess there'll be something that makes it work. It ain't this guy so far. On the job front, super frustrating as usual. And elves, boy, what's up with green today, huh? Just hitting brick walls, but got a new little career coach and a few other things I'm trying out for the next few weeks. See if that moves the ball. All right, let's bring out the pain. Hopefully we can pro-green this. This is just the one creature you don't really want to give evasion to. He kind of likes that smashability, and that's why it shines in green, because you got Rancor and it goes right over the top, kill stuff. But in this one, Ekhaert can feel kind of like, you know, the kid that's not picked, or the kid that's picked last on the football team, you know, when you each take turns, 2 coaches, and the last one left. 2 mana. He's got Winding Way. Well, considering if 1 damage is worth the lack of tempo, I agree with our opponent. It is not. This is definitely elves. Another one we're going to really need prismatic strands. I really like having a Flaring Pain in Elves sideboard. You can pretty much play any color you want. Sun's a super good Elves pilot. In fact, that's what he was playing. He got third in the tournament. I got first, and the only reason he got third is he drew like something like 5 lands out of 7 draws. He just kept making Michigan jokes. Winfro! Been steadily getting more menace creatures. Hopefully there'll be enough critical mass. Yeah. When I've been wanting to play the black sack, the new black sacrifice deck that's been out there, it's just that it's... hold on a minute here. If I do that in the block, okay, I'm gonna Sentinel's Eyes here. I've just played so many black lists recently that's why I didn't do it. So maybe next week I'll be playing that. That thing's really a tier 1 contender when it's played right. A lot of different pilots out there. I like this sequence. Hopefully we draw a land next turn. We can, armor, go. This is just going to stop elves from doing much to us, especially when we put green on it. Again, seeing the power of vigilance here. I was looking at like maybe the last 6 videos, and I think like 4 of them were like mostly black, or if not all black. And I was like, oh, okay. I know it's like the strongest color, especially when Dispute was around, but it's like, let's get a little even here. Go with the weakest color there is, white, and play a fan favorite in WINfect. Like I said, I like to just go to my YouTube channel, click on videos, and then I just scroll and see if it says like 6 months ago. It's like, okay, it's about time. Twice a year. Haven't played Death Touch Ping in quite a while. That's probably in the cards for the next few months. All right. Bam! Here comes something nasty. That's a quick clock. All right. Oh, I didn't know about the other formats in Chimpskey. Troll of Khazad-dûm got banned. Isn't that so funny about the formats? You're right. It's like it's just a calling card for Pauper. You're just like, hey, remember when you liked to play with this? Well, there's a format you still can. I always like that. Now we're gonna get a real read of the room here, both of the player and what's in their hand. This too much time. They're not gonna attack. They probably shouldn't be on elves. You got to attack there, I think. Okay, give me a land, please. Land makes this just a no-brainer, unless it's another Fengraf. Let's all think planes. Planes on the ground, planes in the sky. Just say the word over and over again. Around the world, let's make it happen. Ah! No. Well, we can fly. Few options here. We can see what their first strike rules knowledge is with this. I think I'm just going to go with Ethereal here. Let me just do Ethereal. Go first strike on this bad boy. Game would not even be a game without the vigilance. That's why I'm running all 4 Sentinel's Eyes for this exact scenario. So Ethereal is helped out by Sentinel's Eyes, which pretty much has flashback, or what is it technically? Escape? Yeah, I should have just called it flashback. For the sake of new players and stuff, just too many damn similar things that do all the same stuff. So we win next turn. Unless they've got like a main deck, Nature's Claim or something. That's a green card for Infect mostly. So powerful. You don't care if they gain life. I made a Gates version of this, just running every single good Infect card you can think of. Actually won quite a bit. But I'm a purist. Thanks for joining me, everybody. Elves. Definitely Strands time. Creatures. I like how you phonetically got the joke in there, Mindstep. They're all very nice. Uh-oh. Well, maybe I should have put Umbra on it. Damn. We can recommission it, but we got to start again. Quite a bit of damage from the creature. Bam. Forgot about the Vandal, of course. This is when we do the thing, right? Shoot. Oh, it wouldn't work against the Umbra, would it? Because that's just damage and they're just exiling it. So, and we can't even recommission it. So this is a great, great play, draw, whatever you want to call it from our opponent. We've got the win next turn if they don't have the Vandal, but they do. And they didn't even have to winding way into it. They just had it. Fingers have been getting cold. Must move more. Come on, opponent. Normally we can just recommission this, especially if we drew another land. Make it kind of can't swing into us sort of thing, but now we're really screwed up here. Don't think our opponent has his stack available. It's like a minute of just staring at it. All right. Well, here comes 8. Or not. I don't know why you don't attack with the elves there. Watch we win with 1 life left and be like, no. Come on, give me a creature. Well, there's that. We can't survive another go at this. Yeah, he just alpha strikes. All right, well, let's start that one off badly. See if there is another creature. Nope. All right, we did the right thing. Prismatic Strands. Chow Mano's going to be big. Ekhaert Claw Mark. Probably live without 2 of them. Just don't want. Watch, we're going to have one in our opening hand. You just know it. I know they can still pick on the enchantments, but I'm going to leave that be. I just think I'm just going to bring these in. I don't want to bring in the journeys here. I'm going to lean on strands. There's one of these. Maybe 1 Umbra. Let's go. Outside of combat, it's not like we're going to have to let the thing survive, so. Should strands be main decked? Could be. All right, we've got early goods. We'll keep this. 2 lands is nice. Let's hope we draw 1 in the next 3 turns. They had an infect creature like Tireless Tribe. That would be brutal. Like, not so much the ability, but just the ability to discard. There's not many. There's Patrol Hound. There's Tireless Tribe, obviously. And I think that might be about it. Other than if you want to get to like 4 and 5 drops. I'm talking like stuff that you'd actually consider playing to abuse Prismatic Strands, you know, drawback or flashback, whatever. Just call it that. Come on, opponent. Like, trying to lose on time or what's going on here? I played with a paramedic yesterday. Shout out to whoever that was. They saw who I was and then they immediately said, sorry if I have to go quickly. I'm on call and, you know, playing, I guess, from an ambulance or something. That was pretty cool. I had a few funny jokes about tragic slips and stuff. Come on now, let's go. I didn't think sleep was pauper legal. Our opponent's casting it on us, though. Talk about a brutal card. 2 and 2 blue, uncommon. Almost playable if it was in pauper. I might even try it. That card is so brutal. A single medic, though. Yeah. All right, I'm going to give them to maybe 1645-ish on his clock there. Yeah, I have so many sleeps in my collection because when I play any sort of limited, and I draft those just in. I think I had one deck I drafted 5, mostly by mistake. Like I got one on purpose, and then they just kept making it around to me, and it was, you know, the only thing to play. But in a 40 card deck, I was like, well, even I'm not going to go that crazy. So I think I played like 3 of them main. Win just about every draft back in the day when that's there. It's like it's kind of like a time walk. Well, we've got creatures, but not much else. I'm going to mulligan this. We're on the draw. All right. We've got a lot of creatures here. We'll keep this. Trying to get rid of one of our Ekhaert here. Let's go. Our opponent was putting us to sleep there, but I actually don't mind that concession last game because I think they must have been having some computer problems because they were taking a whole lot of time doing stuff. So good. No more lands are needed forever. Benevolent Gardener. When it comes into play, remove any number of lands from your deck. Oh, come on. Another quitter? This sucks. The big drawback to playing non-leagues. The problem with playing leagues is you wait 10 minutes to start a game. So hopefully we'll do the thing here. All right. And as we do that, we'll open up a pack of Modern Horizons 3, courtesy of Iso's in the house. Good to have you with us, man. Missed you this week. I'm going to miss you for the next 3. All right. All right, we got Aether Revolt. Seems pretty meh. Hey, Orm's Chant. That's old time. Hey, and another Jolted Awake. I've actually been thinking of playing that in this list. I got to keep these in order here. That's probably the worst pack I've opened yet. We'll keep this. I'd like to find some creature protection ability. Top deck a Bodyguard maybe, or a Blessing. This stage of the game, I'd like a Bodyguard for most of the metagame. Set it and forget it. Uh-oh, it's getting scary out. Every time I have Jolted Awake in this build, I'm staring at a graveyard of Priests of Norn. Feeling very sad. That's enough lands. That's enough lands. There it is, Chimpskey. Thank you for that. This is Infect on Infect, it looks like. They're going the spell route. We're going the old school route. Ooh, Ice Tunnel. All right. Prism showing up. Probably my least favorite unban ever because that really kind of signals the floodgates to open up for Tron. I think this Sunday you're going to see, everybody's expecting High Tide. I think you're going to see not crazy amounts of Tron, but I think it's going to tick up by about 2% every week. And then in about 4 months, everybody's going to be bitching about how hard it is to beat Tron. Not just because of Prism. I mean, there's plenty of ways to affect mana, but that's just my prediction. Digital crack. All right. Here we go. Iron Apprentice shows up. I think this is just a proliferate deck. Yep. I don't care about the life gain in here. Good times. Alrighty. Ooh, okay. Oh, what do I do here? What do I do here? Really kind of want to keep that Blessing back. And I just go Alpha. I don't know if I'd be afraid of blue or black here. Put this on. I think I just attack here. It could just go all in, but you know, 4 cards, there could be a snuff, there could be bounce. I think we just attack here. See what happens. Yeah, I ended up winning it on Tuesday, so people pretty new to Pauper, so it's not that big of a victory. Hopefully the crowds grow and we can do some more. I think if I had to guess here, I'm going to probably call black on the removal suite. They tap out. Could have snuff out still, so I'm kind of glad that we're flooded now. Next turn I can really go crazy. Just got to respect the removal when you're only playing 1 creature. Ooh. Anybody who's wondering why the hell I'm saying it like that? Well, let's hope he clicks on himself. That'd be funny as hell. The Lord of the Rings behind the scenes, there's some New Zealander that just really overemphasizes that word, and so That and from Mythbusters, when they say ninja, or the way Jamie always says it, cracks me up. So you'll hear that from week to week here. You know, if everybody around the globe all of a sudden, speaking of high tide 5-0ing, got really into WINfect, I'm sure you'd see a lot of 5-0s there too. It's going to happen. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the next great thing, or, you know. Let's call black now. Might live to regret this, but I'm going to call black now. Do this, do this, do this. Let's make it fly. Let's draw some cards. Always bet on black. Woo! They're at 3. I guess we technically could force a... Hey, about the only thing here that ruins our day is an edict. I really kind of want to go alpha dog here. Let's plan for the worst case scenario. We'll go crazy next turn. Right now, we'll just do this. Probably killing the stinger. Maybe I even let the Lawson die. Got the recommission benefit here. One of the glue cards of this list is recommission. It's like playing Unearth for a little bit more with a nice little bump. Stinger showing up. We're going to turn off their attacking very soon. So we'll have Sentinel's eyes up. Might even just... What is the black for? What is the black? Oh, for just the proliferate spells probably. But I'm sure there's a snuff out or a cast down somewhere in the 75. Flying blockers. Good grief. All this +1/1, and then we're going to have wither damage happening. Be pretty interesting. What is this? Proliferate. I'll call it proliferate aggro. What's scary is just doing nothing. We'll take 6. Sure. Again, really going to shine here with this being on this. I think we put the ethereal armor on the other dude. Let's go. Attack. They have to block. That's both going to be 4 4s. I think we're good here. Got first strike on both. Creature. Both dead. No trample for us. Can't really be protected from artifacts in this list unless we wanted to go with Apostle's Blessing. Don't want to really be spell-based. Everything we can do to make it permanence and with like enchantments and stuff so that we can... I do have a build of this that doesn't go the enchantment route. You know, you're running like Fleetwood Sandals or whatever the haste flying one is, and then more bone splitters and spells. Things of that nature. Notice what happened there. The first strike goes down and they don't get any counters to share. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, what you said then, Chimpskey. Pray they don't have 2 proliferates. Oh, I know. Pray they click on their own icon when they do. They can make the infect symbol a little bigger. Somebody with bad eyesight be like, I didn't even know I was infected. Saw a guy in the park feeding squirrels, and I was like, wanted to give him a lecture on rabies. That is one scary disease. Infection, whatever it qualifies as. There's no cure for that. You get bit, go get checked immediately. You have hours. Like, rabies takes hold. I think it's after about 24 hours. You're just, even with all the medical breakthroughs we've got, that is the closest thing to just a magic card in real life. Like, just, oof, you are dead. Here we go. I got one more. Don't forget, we can block. We're protected. Our creature is protected from the most common offender of colors. What's that prism doing? Just added flexibility, I guess. All right. It's just going to be a block fest, it looks like. But we have a flyer here, so they're just dead. They don't have any more flyers left. Arcbound Stinger really kept him in the game, as clunky as that card is. Come on over, creatures. It's so close to playing this in Brute Squad. Got a little life gain going on there. Modular is like when they started thinking like, yeah, creature kills getting too easy, so let's make there be benefits. Right around the time you started seeing a lot more of those. So, all right, sure. We'll just put this here. Nothing dies, baby. Woo! It flies. Ooh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just attacked with the Lost Leonin. Bam. Death before life. Here we go. Deluxe wins. We've got quite a few artifacts in the mist. I don't know if I want to bring in Dust to Dust, though. Chow Mano's a little underwhelming here. Let's do this. We'll bring in 2 Dust to Dust, get rid of Chow Mano. They've got so many artifacts that we didn't really see much of the removal 1-for-1 or anything like cast down. So I think we can lean on that a little bit more. With 2 green decks and now this one. So kind of want to see more typical decks. Poor opponent dead. So much life left. I love those juxtaposition cards of choices. Like, here's a bunch of life. And, you're like, why would anybody play that? And it's like, well, if you're on Infect, it's a damn good card. What's that? There's a gift card. It's an instant 2 and a white with an elephant on it. The person gets a 3/3 green elephant, but it destroys any permanent. I've messed around with that in this list because you can use it on your own land for like an edict at the last second, or get rid of stuff. Gold dust. Generous gift. That's the one. I'm always trying to find a spot for that. Very flexible card. There's one in Modern that's like that. Destroys a permanent. But it's green. Gives you the thing. I really want him to downshift Noxious Revival. It's a 1 Phyrexian green mana. You put a card from your graveyard on top of your library. It's brutal with like Stone Rain effects. All right, here we go. Beast Within. That's the one. Thank you. Winfro asked a bit earlier, but how much work goes into making the spoof commercials? A ton. Those, each one's greatly different. Keep this. You see my source footage. Once I get that down and I've settled on a graphic, I should probably start using AI to help me with the graphics. I spend a couple of days just getting like the look of the logo, and some of these Magic arts, you got to hunt down the artist, come to their, sometimes email them, get the original so that it can look high res enough, and then you cut it out, which takes forever, which I definitely should start using AI for. Then you settle on a logo, on a font, and on a script, and then I got to find the voice actor, which is usually a friend or somebody I know, because I try to mix it up so it doesn't sound like the same person all the time. And that goes back and forth sometimes, and I gotta mix it, edit it. Yeah, from the fastest I've ever done one from conception to like finish is probably a week. Usually it just broods in your brain, and the longer I choose not to do it, the better it turns out usually. Anybody got any favorites? I've got mine. I'm really fond of the Bottle Gnome Bourbon. That turned out really well. Some of the classics like Giga Drowse, I think, is just short and sweet. Sometimes you can just get an actual commercial that almost works perfectly, and I just have to overdub a few things and do a few effects here and there and then like a graphic, and we're set to go. I like the Pauper County Fair just because it was just a barrage of how much stuff can I get in this that is, Pauper private jokes. So, and Phyresis, the fake drug commercial that I did long ago. That one, another one that's just so dense with like stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack. I've got recommissions for a reason. Let's go. You like to make, yeah, you might get a little recency bias with like my buddy from high school, John Melvin, he's like the top forester in California. I realized I had not used him in any of my voiceovers, and he was in drama with me and has some good acting chops. So the second I heard that read for Makeshift Munitions, I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, that's perfect, just perfect. So that one turned out pretty nice. Yeah, the Zodiac series, I just count as a Zodiac series. I don't really think of them as a spoof, but those took a lot of work. But once I got the Zodiac down, it was pretty cool. Then I had to go to a Chinese restaurant and take one of the placemats with me so I could kind of use it as reference to just so it looked and felt as close to possible. This is a damn good card. If you can afford it and you're proliferating stuff, good times. Woo! It's gonna take a while to kill priests though. Yeah, this is gonna get grim quick. Why didn't he attack there? You really want that to die? Cool. Let's do this. This is going to be pretty arrows proof for quite a while. And since all this will die to anything, I'm just going to keep recommissioning this so it takes up 2 arrow turns. I know they just do it once and do a proliferate, but it'll keep them distracted. Hopefully, while the priests get in there. Best card in Homelands? Probably, Argle, probably. Who would have thought, right? Ishin's Shade. It's definitely not Shrink. Got a good laugh from John at RIW Hobbies when I told him my little Ice Age hangover. So Ice Age came out and all my friends, we were so into playing Magic all together, and it was just kind of the nostalgic golden age of my friends playing Magic. And we never opened the same rare. We were like, how big is this set? And so we regretted not kind of going all in. And then when Homelands came out afterwards, we're like, all right, I'm buying my first box. Boy, was that a screw up. Oh, yeah, Merchant Scroll. Good call, Weinstep. Good call. You all have the internet at your fingertips. I'm just ad-libbing here. Can't look up nothing. All right, we need a protection spell. I think he's like, you're not supposed to attack into a thrumming bird? I'd imagine. I think there's a few black bordered versions of Merchant Scroll, but yeah, Memory Lapse comes and goes. What's our opponent doing here? Timing out, it looks like. So the local game shop here, Triangle Games, this is my Pauper Classic Tuesdays in real life for April. But really cool little mom pa sort of shop, and just trying to get the word out and grow the scene. Been pretty cool. Good group of folks. Hopefully it keeps going up. But they're doing the same thing that the Seattle crew did, where they have like, I don't know, 8 or 9 decks. So if you don't even have a deck and you live in the LA area, check out the very top of the show. You'll see the directions and the time, and it's 6:30 on Tuesday nights. And just show up. You get a deck, and you don't even need to bring your own, and boom, you're playing. So there's that. Looks like we're going to Angel Island camping soon. Here we are. This is not going to bode well with that serrated arrows in tow, especially once Los Leonin gets hit. It's going to take so much work to kill that priest. Thank God I've got lots of recommissions here. Ooh, this is brutal. Marjan, yeah. Disenchant effects. We've got Dust to Dust. Can't really deal with enchantments, though. It's the first time I think I've ever seen the stats of a priest look like that. Bam. Angelic Gift. All right. Do I just get more creatures out here? I want to draw a card here. I think I want to get more creatures out. Creature. No, let's draw a card. If we hit a land, make things a lot easier. Give me land. Nope. All right. Let's do this. I guess we'll hit here. This way they can't fly into us. Not ideal, but the recommission draw is going to really keep them at bay as far as picking on our big threat. That's a loud dog. I think I have the window open in the other room. Wow, Merchant Scroll took the top prize, huh? Let the dogs out. Ah, that's fast work. Yeah, I guess when you get rid of Brood Scale, so Snuff Out goes bloop. Lotus Petal always stays around. What is it? I've got those in digital and in real life finally. Forgot I did. Heck, maybe I'll play. I haven't played Zero in a long time. It's good times. A little Northern Lights action going on here. Digging it. Still got to check that out in real life one of these years. And Chimpskey, I know you got to head out to the movies soon, but do you get Northern Lights in your neck of the woods, or are you too far south? I know that's right around the zone where sometimes you can see them. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, what do we got here? Creature. Darn things have flying. It's supposed to be my way in here. Yargle sees them, but only at 3 a.m. Gotcha. This is pretty interesting. Think it's worth it throwing it on that? Let's go for it. Woo! Good times. Yeah, my son up in the Seattle area was able to catch quite a few of them. Recently, there was some solar event happen, and the radius of what was visible came way down here in the Americas, so that was pretty cool. Hiya. Okay, they're going to double block there. Is that the plan? Yeah, they can't afford to. Bye-bye, creatures. Crunch. Pow. And now we'll bring out more bait. Power of Ethereal Armor lives through 4 activations of serrated arrows. Oh, you're talking about Wild Growth? ESO? I think it used to just be foil, but now you can get, I think, even 2 versions of it that are black bordered. This is interesting. Do we just win here? Shinewind. An elemental. That's pretty cool. Perfect for a proliferate style deck. My goodness. Yep. You know that artist. I didn't even have to confirm the name there. That looks like that stained glass art that we love so much from Therese Nielsen. Alrighty, Thrumming Fairy. Come on now. They looking for an out? Is there one? Sentinel's Eyes will come back. If it kills that, we can, on top of that, we can recommission, then get rid of recommission to bring back the Sentinel's Eyes. Always relevant. Always a good card, always keeping us safe. And you got a lot of first strike with Infect. You want to have Vigilance too, so people don't want to swing at you. We're taking a quick break after this. We'll go to the new trailer for the set coming out in a week, 6 days from now. I think it's the 11th. No, these aren't any sort of drugs or anything, or smelling salts. It's just an old candle that my wife got. And I just love the smell, if you're wondering. Woo! Come on, opponent. What's going on here? Let's show game log. They still there? They are. Should chant. Actually, I can't put the question in there. 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 I can't put a question mark because that's my hotkey for my camera. Are you roping or taking a giant dump? Yeah. We'll give him a 945, and we'll just chalk it up to bad sportsmanship. Anyway, I got to get some more coffee anyway and use the facilities. All right, y'all. I'll count that as a W, I believe. Thought I saw some movement there. Oh, there we go. Good. You got a way to untap something? Maybe? They live. Almost wrote the W. They really need is another turn and another serrated arrows. They'd have us if they had another arrows out. Okay, and that really does weaken our ethereal armor. There's a lot of enchantments with that move. That's really bad. Don't be another creature. Using the prism for something. Okay. Jolted Awake. It's another creature. This is gonna be... feels like this is slipping away. That's huge. Slow roll this. We can recommission the Lawson, and we've only got the one move. I think I'm going to recommission Lawson. Throw this on here. Attack. We can Sentinel's Eyes one of these. Thank goodness he can't activate Shine Wind. That's kind of neat using first strike that way. That could have been brutal if that was a 2/2, you know. The first strike kills it, then modular goes on before regular damage happens. That's a scenario I did not foresee. It's not going to hurt us right now because we're one away, but it could have. I might have a seizure. Dreamer Stingo. I love my chat boys. Man, they're really holding on. They're up 5 cards on us. very active serrated arrows, which I featured. If you look at the, speaking to you, Winfro, if you look at makeshift munitions, and you look in the background, you'll see a serrated arrow sail in the windows of the storefront. And then there's a Nihil spell bomb I hid in the door, and you know, you have to mess around a lot with the transparency in Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff to make it look like it's a real window with a real storefront. And then I cut out the framework of the window and overlaid it on just the framework so that it would look more real. And you put a move on everything and stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of little steps to it. The best spoof commercials are made in stages. You just work on art one day, tweak it the next day, tweak the script a little bit more, come back with fresh eyes and look at it. 4 hours is about the sweet spot with an edit where you think you're done, and then you come back. If you come back too soon, you want to see what you want to see, and you can't, what's the word I'm looking for? You can't judge it evenly. That's not the word I'm looking for. But at about the 4 hour mark, you're able to see it subjectively. That's the one. And be like, oh, okay, yeah, that sound effect's too loud. This is a distracting shot. This needs to be extended, that sort of thing. Long game here. Love playing WINfect. Ever-flowing chalice. My brother loves saying the word chalice. Very strange, random thing to bring up, but every time I can, it's a lot like creature. Chalice. Oh, thank you for the BNR. Yeah, that was a busy morning. I did about 10 edits. It's like, well, I better update these now or I'm going to look like a doofus. The ban list, I mean the Power 9 anyway is that is just so, it's just so tough to iron down. You're always going to upset somebody. Oh no. Been foiled again. I think we got him. They proliferate the Leonin, they're going to mess up because that'll make it a 4. Okay. I think I got this. I think I can. I know, opponent, stop having things. Anything's good here, even the land. Okay, we don't really care about that. Let's recommission. I guess we do the Myrrh, right? I feel like I'm missing something. Recommission the Myrrh. He's like, stop having recommissions. We'll put this on here and hope it's enough. Done. It is. Attack. Recommission. Woo! All right. Hey, speaking of ban and restricted lists, let's check out ours now. As I go use the restroom, be right back right after this. Let's make sure. There it is.
Clogged pipes and plugged up toilets can bring a busy family to its knees. At Stinkweed, we know and understand you and your family just don't have time for that. Stinkweed, fast, professional plumbing you can count on. Call 2 in a Black, DREDGE5. That's 2 in a Black, DREDGE5.
I was brought to my knees. Stinkweed dredged my pipes.
And we're back. All right, and good call on the annihilation there. Poltergeisten, good to have you with us. One of my most disturbing movies I've ever seen. I put it on my top scariest, actually. Yeah, I want to play first. But yeah, it is. I do believe it's the same artist. Yeah, we'll keep it. This is pretty risky if they have, like, removal. This type of thing, you'd want one of these to be a bodyguard so that you can just go obnoxiously in confidently with the slapping armors and gifts on everything. Yeah, there's something about that movie that just disturbs the hell out of me. So, we really don't want to see the zombie show up. So this is the list we'll probably be playing next week. Again, I just been playing too many black lists lately. It's just too good lately. But I'd really like to have a protection suite here, but I'm not going to wait around. Let's go. They got the zombie. We're dead in the water here. Late to the party. How's the WINfect faring? Says Rich gone by. Good to have you with us. Going good, going good. Just waiting to see a high tide list ruin our day. Actually, I beat 2 last night. It's always a 2-1 victory, but they've got, yep, we pretty much lose here unless we just top deck. Maybe a priest would be our best draw. Shambling Ghast. I'd like to say I was one of the first people to love Shambling Ghast. If you go back in time, nobody was brewing with it for a good year. And in my black sack list, not the one across from us, but in my version that does run Bone Picker and a few other things, I kept saying it's a whole lot of card. It's like Fume Spitter on steroids. It's nice to see it get some love in a lot of other decks now, including some Jund lists and obviously the Gardens list, and then the one across from us. Hey, Bodyguard, what gives? Where were you? Considering putting gift on the carrion feeder, or you know what? Let's put it on. Let's put it on the Bone Picker. Make it go into the ozone layer. Want to draw a card? We'll give it flying. Really need to draw cards here. All right, we'll play a Bodyguard. That much closer to dropping a creature that matters. To space. We're going to go see Elon Musk's car floating around the world. Remember when he launched that? So audacious. Just, we'll put a roadster in space, circling the Earth indefinitely. Like we don't have enough space garbage. Uh-oh. This is getting grim. If we don't get a priest out real quick, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull this off. I do wish flying worked like that. Yeah, flying. And then you have like supersonic, and then, you know, the ozone territory. I think that'd be a neat thing. Like, or come out with creatures with last strike. It's like the attack phase has 7 steps now. Space flight. Love Bone Picker. Probably my top 10 black creatures, believe it or not. Those top 10 lists are tough to keep up with. Because the second you make them and you do all this editing, then something comes out and changes it. And you're like, God dang it. All right, we have lost. We're not going to show them the rest. L. All right, Budzik. Okay, this is a big time prismatic. Going to make room for journeys too. This is a whole lot of stuff coming in. Probably lose 2 gifts. Our Umbras are going to be very important, as is this. We'll get rid of 2 of these. Gotta get rid of 3 more cards. Man, oh man. Stuff's going to die, but maybe not that much stuff. Do I ignore the air altogether? I think I do. I know it draws cards. I'm just going to lean on a mono black deck. Once we get pro black, we're going to be able to attack with vigilance. So flight numbers be pretty great. All right, opening this up. We've got our lands right. We've got some removal and some inevitability. We'll keep. I don't. This I would really like to have a bodyguard here. They've got the zombie turn 1. I've got to really slow roll this. Be fun to hack the system and make everything say, you know, creep chop. And just spell it like Mindstab was spelling it. There's part 1 of the puzzle. Lure out your vulnerable little backside creatures. Come on now. Oh boy. Do you pull the trigger now or later? Why can't one of you be a recommission and just make this decision easy? I'm gonna make them have it. We got 30 other creatures in our hand, right? Wink, wink. That's what recommission's for. Don't have the zombie. Don't have the zombie. Please, please, please. It's a really good card against us. No. Just getting decimated here. All right, can we top deck recommission? That would be really nice. Just get out of this. They draw 2 cards out of the deal. If you look at this deck up close, with very few exceptions, it's pretty much black goblins if you look at it. Black quality goblins. Draws more cards, gets bigger. Just about everything's a 1-drop. If you have a pet deck and you love it, look to lower that curve. Probably the one thing you can do to just make it a heck of a lot more efficient and work and everything else. So let's get rid of his sack ability. I know it's not huge right now, but I just want to do something to do it. If he wants to sack it, that's fine. The enchantment will stay out and we don't have to worry about our own creature here. He'll probably sack it. I'd imagine a lot of these lists run the Storm Black card that brings back stuff. So always careful with journeys, because if you got your own creature out, you can wax it pretty fast there. We got 1 enchantment, no threats now. We turned off the permafrost ability of being able to sacrifice stuff. Hey, there he is again. Much prefer the new artwork to the old one. This thing looks pretty terrifying. Triple strike. Be like Garrett Jax from the Shannara series. Excuse me. There was a mute button around here somewhere. I should probably just use that. Oh boy. This is the deck at its worst. Had we got that out and had it pro black, this, you know, completely other game. The kind of hand you want if you've got one big creature and you're just smashing and it's protected from the opponent's list. But we do have to be wary of the Marauder. Sacrifice a non-token thingy. That can ruin our day too. All right. We're still pretty far away from worrying about death here. Got 18 life. I don't know if they overboarded. That's the one, a Cursed Marauder. Just call it safe, or play it safe and just say Marauder, right? Oh, what I would do for a Holy Light. That used to be so playable. Not so much anymore. This deck takes off. Might make a few sideboards. But even here, you trip one creature and you stay. It would save you. Both the beetle and the feeder's ability would go onto the stack, and you'd only lose the token. So even here, it's not that great. Recommission. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I guess we're going to find out real quick if they've got the Marauder. And because of that, I believe I want to play Sentinel's Eyes here. I got 3 mana open, so any sort of removal here, this is like the Mother May I of enchantments. What do I mean by that? Everybody's so obsessed with 2-for-1ing you. It doesn't really work with Sentinel's Eyes. It just keeps coming back, so it's kind of like, do you have it? You know, is it safe out there? Is there some huge pterodactyl looking down at us while we're making a run for it? That's what it feels like. The Mortician Beetle. One of my favorite edits I ever did was the little beauty pulses of mana beauty. You know, the 5 things, and the one where the beetle crawls out of the sand and then the rat gets eaten away at the end. Love doing those little vignettes. Where'd my chat go? Got real quiet all of a sudden. Make sure I'm still rolling here. Yep. There's Mr. Baldy. Woo! Let's go. Budzik. I know they're responsible for 2 or 3 decks over the years that we have played. And it might even be the source for 0. I can't quite remember. Still lurking. It's a trap. There's the card. Speaking of Pauper Akbar. Woo! This just got grim real quick. Top moves here. Top deck of Prismatic Strands. And then maybe another recommission. That might be pretty good. Although those squirrel tokens are getting pretty scary. We might just be dead here. This deck is very impressive how fast it can get there. Good times. All kinds of creatures showing up. All we've done is cast a Journey to Nowhere. That's not true. Opponents just had the nuts against us here. Need Journey just to stay alive. Don't think we're going to get there yet. They got us. Cool how that works, eh? Bam. Let's see what we're going to draw. As we draw... Oh, just another land. Creature, two away. All right, well, 2 and 2. Last one. Here we go. Bloop. This deck usually goes 3-2. It's always on the forefront of my little, the old schoolers out there, Rolodex of decks where I just like to rotate every few sets. You're like, oh, what new toys did we get? There's Crumb and Get It, I think is the name of the card. If you want to go the enchantment route, that's a really good card in this list. Just, I've got to really respect the permanence and the enchantments so that I can lean on Ethereal Armor doing its best impression of, what was that one? All That Glitters, yeah. Crumb and Get It, that's the one. So we don't care if they gain some life. It's kind of White's nature's gift. There's one that grants 2/2 and flying. I believe that's pretty cool there. So pretty cool. Look over here while we're waiting for the last round to start. So yeah, this is the flex spot, and if creatures ever get upgraded, but every time I say that, this wins the day. Its ability there. So I really like, and I just shoved these here so I could fit everything on the screen. But this is all 1-drops minus the priest. That's the only thing that costs 3 or more. So technically, we could say we're at 15 lands because we're going to trip the Fengraphs, which we haven't been doing much lately. And that terrible round when we needed a plane and we drew a Fengraph. So there's that. Not much cantripping in White. It's very rare to find playable cards that say draw a card. You can do the, what's that one combat trick? Gives you +1/0, draw a card. 1 mana, not enough. If we know what's coming up next, we might be able to keep a hand like this. But, oh, this is overkill. Yeah, this ugly hand in a lot of ways. We'll mulligan. This feels like I'm in Michigan. Am I going to triple mulligan here? Yeah, I know. Mulligan. 2 lands. Creature protection. We're going to keep this. Get rid of 1 Leyland. Yeah, we've got the bodyguard back up. Might want to just keep this instead of this. Nope, I'm going to do that. Bam. Uh-oh. It's another green deck. We ran into 2 of those early. Didn't fare too well against the Simic build anyway. Hopefully this isn't that. I don't want to see a first turn land destruction. Come on, planes. Boop. Nope. Rubs it in. If this is land destruction, we're in big trouble because we really want to get to our 3 spots so we can get out that priest. But in the meantime, we'll hope the lost little Phyrexian cat soldier can get there. You know what? If you think about it, this artwork has got it kind of backwards. It's like in shock that one of its arms is real. I think it should be in shock that one of them just turned into a big spike that you can't do much with. So the head should be turned to the left in the artwork. Don't you all agree? Or maybe you could get the dark route. It wants to be Phyrexian so bad it's like, what is this humanity on my right arm? I want it to be a spike too. Try going to the bathroom with 2 spikes. All right, here we go. That'd be a good quote. Rebellious strike. I'm not quite, I don't have that. Hey, our land is still here. I'm happy. Here we go. Maybe I should block that. Against an all-green list? I will regret that. Rebellious strike. Oh, Turkey is through until the end of turn, draw a card. Yeah, that's quite a bit of card. We really like seeing this. Hopefully our planes is still there next turn. Is that in the new set? I can't quite remember. Oh, new set, yep. Yeah, in a spell-based one, meaning you cut cards like armor, so just get... You really have to focus on the enchantments. There's an enchantment build of this and a more of a trick-based build. I think, you know, instants and such are always going to be in the realm of green, and so play green infect if you like that style. White's going to have a whole lot of tricks to fare better against, you know, kind of the permanent just staying down, and that's White's pressing nature, is we're able to just put this down, keep improving on it, protect it. Now it flies, now it hits, and now you're dead. And that's how this infect works. It's completely different. It's like a martial arts style, right? You've got like the swan style, and then there's tiger style, and drunken master style, and that's kind of how. The only thing it shares is creatures, and they have infect, but the deck plays drastically different. You meet in a tavern. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal any number of creatures from them, and put the rest in the bottom random order. Hopefully, people from around the world will start reading the word creature like I do. That'll be funny. Benevolent Blessing, not going to do too much against a Writhing Chrysalis. Okay. Well, till that shows up, I believe I'm going to just Sentinel's Eyes this, and we'll do the thing. First strike's going to be very important against a Writhing Chrysalis, but those dying metal tokens are going to be a bummer. So I want to keep flying in just so I don't get token blocked. I know the Chrysalis has Devoid and Reach. That'll still do the thing, but it's not going to be able to block us long with first strike infect damage. They're looking for red. This, since they obviously are running Chrysalis, they're going to have wrath effects, so I got to be really careful. I don't want to take out all the blessings, but I might take out one and both Chow Mano for the sideboard here. Y'all think if Voice of All was Pauper legal, it would be played? 4 mana is a lot, but it does have kind of built-in protection. Go full Spartan, bathe in alcohol. Yes, some more stuff. Well, shoot. I want to do all of this stuff, dang it. I guess we'll keep our dudes safe here. We'll bring this out. Start chopping up these Eldrazi tokens. So, like if this was a green creature, right? We run into the Eldrazi token, and then they crack back, and we're in trouble pretty fast. But I'm telling you, Vigilance is badass. You're in 2 places at once. Somebody told me, some mathematician from San Diego told me that when he crunched the numbers, and this was from a few years ago at a tournament I was playing, 1K or something, that this is the best creature stat for damage when you can't, you know, bring in to the loop infect and stuff that there is in the game. And I was like, I could see that. That's the one. Was that plane shift? God, I hope I didn't get that right. silly, unnecessary vault of knowledge my head is for this game. Played it too long, too consistently. My recall of stuff that's completely useless to the real world. And I think the chosen color goes on the stack, right? So if the person could just kill it in response. All right, this is good times. We're going to... Now, I almost wish I would have blocked one of these Arbor Elves, because it's one less creature that would be blocking here. But I guess we could stop... I guess we'll cast Benevolent Blessing, calling green. I know it doesn't do much, but it'll stop the Arbor Elf from blocking. Oh, cool. All right. Hey, we got one down. The last round. Here we go. Yeah, we'll bring in Journeys. I think we'll bring in Journeys. I'm going to lose both Chow Mano. I'm thinking of losing one more Blessing. Let's lose one Bodyguard, actually. Let's try this out. Woo! Yeah, it was plane shift. Dang it. No, it's as it enters, so it doesn't go on the stack. Oh, okay. Good to know, Mindstab. Thank you for that. It's like protection from sorceries. I considered running Envelop in my Brute Squad list over Negate in the sideboard just for the black spells of Arms of Hadar and Dregs of Sorrow. So it was like a flex spot there. Negate catches everything that I really care about. Actually, on Tuesday night, I almost wished it was Essence Flare and just counter target creature spell, because there are some big creatures coming about. Yeah, I played against Blue Terror, won 2-0. Then I beat Jund. This is with Brute Squad on Tuesday. And then only a little 3-round tournament get together. And then Gardens, which I was very surprised I 2-0'd the Gardens list. I forced him to have it, and I was swinging for lethal like on turn 4. It was like, you better have it right now. They did not. Good hand. Oh, I love this hand. I could do with a few less gifts, but we got flying stuff, so we're only really going to be worried about the Spaghetti Man showing up. We'll keep this. That is pretty weird, Mindstab. Yep. And some of the best draw spells are red and black now. Change of the times. Woo! That little bear looks so sweet. I wish, for the sake of safety in nature throughout the world, that we would stop anthropomorphizing bears and making them look cute and cuddly. They are forest monsters. Don't get near them. They run faster, swim faster, climb faster, and they like to eat humans. We keep making them look so sweet and cuddly. I mean, teddy bear, right? Bam, that's the culprit. Down with bears. Wiki bear. That's the only kind of bear we like here. Where's the emotes? We got it there for a reason. Don't mess with my land. Actually, I don't really mind here. We get a little Stone Rain action. Sometimes you'll see that in these lists. We got them in the emotes. Me all missing Wiki Bear. I think I do it about every 5 or 6 weeks as far as one of our bathroom breaks. But lately, I guess my bladder's been improving. I haven't been taking as many breaks. Sometimes I don't even roll to anything. I just play straight through. But today we had one. I got to make sure to go out on 7. It's my keyboard shortcut for the latest set. There it is. Pauper Akbar. Bonus points for you. All right, here we go. Do this. Play this. Thinking I might block that repurposer. Nah, that's folly. I get a combination of feistiness and contrarian sometimes, and like I have to check myself, because sometimes people attack and I know you're not supposed to block, but that's why I want to block, just so it's like, ah. But then I got to double check myself and be like, okay, that's patently a bad move. Sometimes it's pretty cool. Malevolent Rumble. I should be looking at stuff. All right. Put a permanent. They got a lot of choices here. Well, they got 2. Ridgeline or the Altasaur. I'm imagining they're going Altasaur. Yep. That's all. So these angelic gifts aren't going to be very gift-giving, are they? Oh, okay, cool. I'll run right into that if that's what he wants to take out. Let's do it. I want to wait around for a cannonade effect here. My goodness. Well, they do replace themselves. Let's attack. Doubt they're going to play cannonade with this many spawn tokens out. At least I might get rid of one. Wonder why... 2, 4... Okay, never mind. Yeah, putting them on them a little bit. I guess they could block with 1 token, then still cast the Dino next turn. Just taking it. That's what I really dislike about Marsh. Sometimes the best play is just you let it get through, and it's like, dang it. Still doing the thing. All right, here we go. We'll start going into the ozone here pretty quick, but Spaghetti Man and the big old Dino's about to show up, so that's going to put an end to that unless we draw some meat. All right. Sounds like I'm responding in Jeopardy. We do have there's a Jeopardy thing that I just love doing. I built the intro for it and everything. I still got it. Every once in a while I like to roll to it, but it's such an American thing that I think it gets lost on people. But we do have a little game show that we play called PauperRBust, which is based on Jeopardy. And there's a free thing you can find online that you can write the questions in and stuff. I had to update that, especially with all the free time I've got. My goodness. Wowza. Things are getting grim, but we got a really good blocker. And we'll be attacking with the Ichor Claw. No problemo. Nothing wants to block. Give me something quality here. Not another land, you jerk. All right, we'll put this on here. We really need to draw into something good. If we don't draw a quality enchantment here, I'm going to consider putting the gift on the Murn attacking here. That's pretty good. It does have flying now. Let's attack. We do have flash, so we don't have to worry about it. We'll just see where the cards fall and what they want to do. I might want to change my mind here. Got 2 turntables and an Altasaur. Fine, Stev, I wish I could just give you, like, 1,000 pauper points here. That was pretty sweet. We'll go here for green. Flash. Used to drive Little Fight crazy with the Flash Gordon theme song. And what is Odalie? How are we playing Jeopardy now, right? Alrighty. Big green just sticking around. We got one down. We'll call this a gruel. What on earth? 6/6 and trample. Good grief. Is that all it does? Living weapon. Roar. Well, that ain't green, is it? It feels like I'm playing against a new version of Brute Squad. That's pretty cool. Boy, that's a lot of respect. I think I would have crashed in there. Let's go. Okay. I guess we can call black too. Let me put this on here. Give me something good. Damn it. Did I play a land this turn? Shoot. Well, I'm going to attack here, and I think I'll just sit back on this to absorb 6 damage with black. Man, just one ethereal armor, and we're in business here, but we're just drawing really dead here. Cool. I'm going to make that a 1/1. Our dude does die, unless we want to do the thing. I do not. Yeah, we'll let that go. All right. Very slow infecting going on here. You are the Brood Squad. If you're bored on YouTube ever, it's a neat show to look up Princess Bride outtakes and little stories and cast and crew and stuff. Such a great film. I forget what movie was in the theaters at the same time. That's why it had such a slow kind of box office presence. But it slowly hit the VHS market back when people had VCRs and became a classic. So much so that Magic itself made a little homage to it with the decks. Remember? Come on over with everything, dude. What you thinking, man? Come on now. Let's do this first. All black. Where's the spaghetti man? It's so good against us because there's little spawn tokens. If we don't have flying, they can really get there. Come on, give me a ethereal armor. Let's go. All right, I'll play this. I'll give it flying. Just to draw a card mostly. Give me a damn 1 mana. This is maddening. All right, here we go. One ethereal and we're just set. Let's bring it up there, Mind Stab Throw. I don't have that one memorized, and I'm almost glad. 7 blue, 7 in the house. All right. I got a nice steady number today. A lot of you joining us for the first time, or at least first-time chatters. Thank you for that. I'm not quite sure what happened on Ban and Restricted Day. Those videos that I usually repost that I've already made, like the Pauper Power 9 and updated that, and then the one you just saw, the In Memoriam, I blinked and I was like, whoa, that's a pretty high count. Damn it, damn it, damn it. All right, well, they're going to lose some stuff. Wow, that's a lot of respect. Just swing out there, man. I mean, I'd be dead if they just swung out. Alrighty. Bring this out. There's no reason to play this land. Hellbent should be rephrased to just don't do it. Or some sort of warning. I could see if we had like a 9 mana required all 9 planes or something, then you'd have a reason for it. But too many people play these lands. I keep hitting that drum trying to make people realize we just need an ethereal armor and we just shut the door here. Unless Spaghetti Man shows up. This looks like Spaghetti Man's coming. Yeah, I'm with you, Delphi Guru. Willow and Princess Bride are 2 of my favorites. And good old Val Kilmer, that's such a shocker. You know, in my friends group online, just, you know, circle of friends since we were little kids and stuff, I was like, that is so, at least here in the States, tragic to have something bad befall on April Fool's Day. Because you're like, wait, this is really either in really bad taste or really bad timing. Turned out it was just really bad timing. Okay, well, there's worse things we could have drawn. 1, 2, 3. Get back a random creature. That's a good one. See you, Nim. Have fun at the movies. This is the slowest way we can ever infect somebody. This is driving me nuts. We have so many ways to just shut the door. Mostly among them, ethereal armor. That would just end this. It's like we're just waiting for a Spaghetti Man to show up and block us indefinitely. We would have... I almost want to write down L and go to the next game because our opponent is just giving us way too much respect here. So much so I forgot what we brought in. Let's see. There's the key. There's the key. Good. I didn't bring in strands because everything's just devoid. I might consider it now, though, with those 2 there. Yep, this indefinite blocko, man. Well, since that can't block this, he's only got one blocker if we can go really big on this with the Ethereal Armor top deck. I've even had builds of this where I play not Oromancer, the Pilgrim that goes and fetches a, so that you can treat it as like a, there's just way too much respect being shown here. Come on, something good. Zamakure. I don't think I've said your name before. I know. I don't know why he doesn't attack with those. He could sack both of those and kill our dude. We do not attack here. But we will put out more creatures. Because if he wants to get rid of Eldrazi's, I'm cool with that. We'll keep our mystery card in our hand. I hope our opponent wins this. Is it game or match? Game. Because they should have just... They're playing way too defensively. There must be a Blue Mage trying out a aggro deck or something, right? Blue Mage at heart. Heliod's Pilgrim, that's the one. I have calls, take care. Hey, you too, 7 Blue 7. Sorry I read that late. Uh-oh. Whew. Starting to feel like a spaghetti factory here, which I did work at in my college years. It's a restaurant chain out here in California. Just a big old pasta house with lots of, for some reason, they have a lot of magic artwork. Not this magic, but, you know, like Houdini and the great so-and-so. We shall block, make this weaker and weaker. I'm not going to get anywhere with these guys, so let's just make them really weak. I mean, this Leonan's not going to get in. Might as well cripple this. Only take 2 there, take 4 there. Yeah, they just need to alpha strike. Why aren't they just swinging out? Let's get rid of all this stuff. I'm fine drawing a plane here. Our opponent should have won this match, or this game. Come on, come on. More stuff. Here we go. I think they could have just won there if they just swung. Feels like they have another breath weapon here. They're getting rid of all their stuff on this turn, or just getting them huge here. Wow, what a turn. That's brutal. Yep, I know that. So I've learned that lesson a few times. Yeah, normally we could sneak through this with all our protection, but that Writhing Chrysalis is devoid. It's devoid of humanity. The Undercity. Last thing we need is more land. I think we're going to call it here, guys. I can't think of a scenario where I win here. There's just too much to come at us with. Unless we have like Ethereal Armor double draw with lifelink. Doubt it. Looks like we're going to a game 3. What is this, New Devilry? Hey, well, that's kind of something, right? But it ain't. Let's go. Might as well not show them anything. Let's do this. Journey is a good call. I like what we did. Our deck was just fighting us. I don't know where any of our 1-drops were. We're stuck on drawing Angelic Gift into planes. So let's mess up this algorithm. Put this here. We want the Ethereal Armors. We'll put them between that. Do that. Somebody watching is just like, what is this guy's problem? Yeah. Let's go. Boop. This is the last one. Till next week. Here we go. Make a shout out to Iso who's in the chat here. Y'all check out Pauper Classic Tuesdays, gathering.com. You want a free tournament, or if you want to start your own, you can go there, and he's the host of that. Been doing a great job. Yes. Open this up. Double, super trouble. Let's go. Keep it. It's risky. This is not the style of list that has like a lightning bolt though, so I think I can throw out a naked Los Leonin and hope for the best. We've got recommission anyway, so it kind of feels like half a bodyguard. Woo! And what was it? Land on Peanut from so long ago was the username of the Pauper Classic Tuesday host. And then it was Long Time Gone. And then it was Arctic Ghost. And now it's Iso. All right, Iso, where's the 4455 come into play? What's it mean? Combination of your high school locker? I was in the camp. I like the Chrysalis. It's a lot of mana to get that thing out. It does a lot, I know. I think it's good. All right, let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Feels like we can win this one. Poker hand. No number here only cause these. So 4455. Did that hand win you a lot of money in Omaha or something? The number of times I have lost with pocket aces is more than I have won. That card can be such a trap. All right. I'm just going to draw the card here. Let's consider if they drop a red and they have, I just want to get the infect in now. They've got combustion weapon or breath weapon, whatever it's called. We've got double recommission here. I want to get in some damage real quick. And if things don't improve, I'll probably just Umbra it. Little fights in the house. Woo! Pum, pum. All green, all mean. Let's do this. We're flying. We don't care about none of this stuff. Get in while we can. We got this for the spaghetti man. Give me a land, damn it. Fine. We'll just double go here. Boom, boom, boom. It's going to be over real quick. They don't find an answer. We've only seen a breath weapon as their removal here. So now if Spaghetti Man shows up, we can just journey it and win. Looks like we got this one. Woo! We got it. All right, so technically 3-2 on the day. WINfect, like I said, about every 6 months we'll visit this list because it's a fan favorite. And a few others, like last week's Brute Squad. I'll try to probably be playing the Black Sack list that we lost to in the 4th round. So this is where we have it sitting now as of April 2025, for those of you watching in years in the future. And I'm long gone. This is when we were doing it. So, yeah, we've got 18 lands. 3 of them are Fangraphs. Might be too many. In fact, I'm going to say I think it is. I'm going to make a change right now and just do that. I did have one dig site, but it's not the first time I've drawn a Fangraph when I needed a colored source, because we are pulling a lot of, this is the only double white spell, but we do need a lot of white in this list here. So, Chow Mano, Bodyguard, Blessing, the 10 spot, meaning there's 10 cards that grant that. And that is a form of evasion, as we've seen. Angelic Gift has the guard, and a whole lot of 1-drops to really keep this coming. And then speaking of keep coming doing this, very honest sideboard for white, and get rid of big stuff, stay alive. Got a lot of white stuff. We can just exile things of the Affinity Persuasion, and then our little trick card here, which I guess we could recommission, right, and attack for the win if they're low on life, or maybe they're playing some zombie version of where you sack everything and start losing a lot of life and stuff. What is that, the Cycle Storms style list? Anyway, all right, guys, so if you're in the LA area, please look at the very top of the show for the banner of where we're going to be on Tuesday night for April, Tuesdays moving forward in April. Those of you online, I won't see you, so thanks for joining us, Little Fight and ESO. You guys will hold the fort down on Pauper Classic Tuesdays, where I'll be doing it in real life. Anyway, we're going to go out with well, I guess this time next week we're going to be in the thick of the new set coming out. So I'm going to go out with that. Until then, this is deluxeicoff signing off for Propaganda. Adios.
For generations, The Dragon Lords ruled over Tarkir, crushing the once great clans under Talon and Fang. But now, the winds have changed, and a new age approaches. Together, the 5 clans sought to take back the skies by harnessing the power of the spirit dragons. But it was a power they could not fully comprehend. The skies darken with a new threat to Tarkir. It will take the combined might of the 5 clans to face what's coming. Sultai, Mardu, Abzan, Timur, Jeskai. Let those who summon the storm be the ones to break it.